This is a perfect solution for storage. A big hello to you. I hope I find you well. It's so great to see you. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcome you up here to Weir Yard. Now today I'm going to be talking about storage solutions, and it's one of those perennial problems of any collector, whether it's model railways or otherwise. You very quickly run out of space, and it doesn't matter how much space you've got, you manage to fill it, and I'm exactly in that situation. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of locomotives there, and actually I built a whole load of custom drawers and I filled them as well. I'm still running out of space. So when Warworld Scenics showed me their newest product at Alexandra Palace, the 10 locomotive rolling stock storage box, I really just jumped at the chance for the opportunity to put this together. It comes flat packed, it's laser cut MDF, so there's no cutting, there's no sanding, there's no messing about, it just fits together. And as you can see by the picture on the front, it looks like quite a nice little storage unit that also doubles as something that maybe you can take your models to and from the club, to and from exhibitions in, and it's a good secure way of doing that. And it also minimises a lot of the handling that otherwise you might have to put models through. And you can see on these shelves behind me that actually there's probably a lot of handling goes on, which really I shouldn't do whenever I move these on and off the shelves. So really big thanks to Warworld Scenics for packing me away from Alexandra Palace with one of these. And today we're going to be putting it through its paces, see how easy it is to build, and see just how much storage space it frees up and how much more secure it makes the storage of the models that fit in it. Come with me in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support comes from...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model 00 gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest Loco.
But I'm actually really excited to have a crack at building this. I love building this kind of stuff. Woodworking is probably one of my favourite things to do with model railways, aside from modelling scenery. And I do get a great amount of joy actually when I'm making baseboards, and this is kind of an extension of that. So I'm really keen to crack on and see how well it goes together and how well it sorts out my storage issues. It's very easy to run out of space in the model railway world, not just for the layout, but for the storage of things like locomotives as well. And as you can see up here in Weir Yard, we have long since run out of space to be able to store locomotives that are not currently being used on the layout. And that's why when I was at Alexandra Palace, Warworld Scenics' all-new product for Loco storage boxes really caught my eye. And I'd like to thank Warworld Scenics for very kindly sending me away with this 10 Loco box to be able to just take a look and see whether this is a great solution. We get the parts in the box to make up into this set of 10 drawers, and this gives a great opportunity to not just create a better utilisation of space, but also protect the locomotives both whilst in storage and whilst moving them around, as they are perfectly encased within the drawers. Today I'm going to be building up this set, seeing how easy that is to do, and seeing whether this is a perfect solution for storage up here on Weir Yard. These come in a box from Warworld Scenics, and we've got a link down below to take you to their website to find these, but I haven't actually got round to opening this yet, so I'm just going to slide off the outer slipcase, and I'm just going to open up the box. Let's see what we get inside. Inside we get all of the laser cut MDF parts, and that means that there's no trimming or finishing needed on these. It's just simply a case of putting them together. There is a lot of material in here, and we've also got some very detailed instructions. Although the one thing I think is missing is for anybody who's built anything flat packed from IKEA, where's the Allen key? I need my Allen key, so I've got a little trophy to say I made this so I can chuck it in the drawer with all the other ones. But actually, joking aside, this doesn't need an Allen key. We've got colour-coded rubber bands on some of these pieces. I don't know whether there's a significance in those, but certainly it does help to differentiate the different stacks. We've got the end pieces and also the mid-drawer inserts, which allow you to, say for example, if you've got a slightly shorter locomotive, to put one in so it doesn't slide backwards and forwards when you're carrying these trays around, or if these are in transit. And this is another great way to be able to move your stock between, say, the club and your home or model railway exhibitions. And it also means that you can put, say, 2 shunting locomotives in a single drawer and have them separated from each other. The basing glue that Warworld Scenic sell was what Martin said was perfect for this job. But I'm actually going to use Speed Bond, but you can also use something like a wood glue or even a PVA glue. Now the MDF does take most glues actually pretty well. So I'm going to get on and sort these pieces out and just have myself a little building project. I do love making things, and stuff like this for me, I really like it. I like actually doing the woodwork on model railways, building the baseboards. So this is a great opportunity to delve back into that little world of putting things together and having something physical and tangible to show for it at the end. All you really needed is a small hammer just to kind of persuade a few pieces to clunk into place. No need to force them, otherwise you will damage the MDF. And doing the drawers as well. I've done all 10 of these, and I kind of got in the zone, and it was very, very quick process to put these together. The only thing I would say is that in the instructions it doesn't quite make clear that there's 2 different types of end pieces. Structurally, they're identical, so it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But there are 10 which have a etched kind of cutout in them, which is just partly cut through with the laser, and then 10 which don't. And I think that the ones with the kind of square cut in are meant to be on the end that you see. As I said before, structurally this makes no difference, but it could have been something in the instructions. If I had to point out something that wasn't quite as clear as perhaps it could have been, that was it. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Overall, the pieces went together really quite well. With the glue now dry, it's just simply a case of final assembly. And the whole setup is ready to accept locomotives now, if you wish. Or alternatively, you can do what I'm planning on doing, which is to give it a coat of paint. I'm going to just use some white paint, water-based. And that's just to neaten it up. And the other thing as well is that that gets rid of a little bit of the burnt wood smell which you get where the laser has cut through the MDF. Also included in the pack are these dividers, and these can go into any of the slots and just divide up the tray. So you could either have one locomotive in there and just prevent it from being able to slide backwards and forwards when this is in transit, or you could also have a couple of shunting locomotives, and that gives you the opportunity to make the most of the space available. Whilst the paint is drying, I'm going to clear the area where I'm going to place these shelving units. And this area here has always been a little bit of a mishmash, a bit of a mess, not really able to utilise this space well. So I'm going to clear it down, and I'm going to offer up those sliding drawers, I think longitudinally, with drawers able to slide out this way. The DMUs will be hidden behind, but the drawer unit can be taken off very easily to gain access to all of those. So I'm going to get on and get that done. The paint is now dry, so we've got the shelving units, and actually might be able to put this in the other way, and that will create even more space by utilising the main shelf much better. I've got a coat of grey paint onto this. I just used water-based household emulsion. It's actually the same grey that I used for the bottom baseboard for the Four Seasons layout. I just bought a cheap end-of-line tin of the stuff, and one tin actually goes a long way, and it only cost me a few pounds. I've just painted the ends of the drawers. The only reason for this is just neatness. The rest of the drawers I've left as is. I've also slid in, just for safekeeping at this present time, the dividers at the end. I can move those around once I start loading this up. And what's clear is actually this really does increase the utilisation of the space. There's enough room here for at least 2 of these units, which is actually pretty good. Just slide it to the back there. That is a perfect fit. And what I might do actually is get a second one for here, and it's just now left to fill these drawers up, and I've still got the space on top as well, which is largely the space that the units took up before. So this is a great way of actually making the most of the space available. If you wanted to, you can also turn this around and could always have it at the end. There's a lot of different orientations that we can play about with. When it comes to filling the drawers, this is really quite easy. Slide them out. I've got my Pennsylvania ABB unit, and I think it's an F7. I'm just going to slide that in. It's a snug fit but not a tight fit. And then this little divider here, we can pull that out and just move it up and pick a slot. I'm going to put it in there, and that means that this doesn't have far to actually slide, and just reduces any risk of problems occurring with it just banging backwards and forwards if I'm carrying this unit around. So I'm going to get on and fill these up. And that was quick and easy to load up. As you can see, each of the locomotives is held quite neatly with the little divider just to make sure that they can't slide backwards and forwards. And it makes a really easy way of accessing the locomotives. If you want to, you can put a label on the front just to tell you what's in each drawer. Or if, like me, you're just quite happy to pull them out a little bit and take a look, then that's absolutely fine. I've now got all of this space here, which I can put whatever I want into, and I've also got space on top, which I'm going to place some of the other items, which kind of didn't really have a proper home. They've now got a home, just up here on top of this. So there we go. Rockets found a home. And I can load up this area alongside with plenty more locomotives. And this has become a space that just keeps on giving, and I can finally get a bit of space back on the layout itself. Overall, the build time for this didn't take too long. It was actually quite a pleasurable experience. I quite liked putting it together. Maybe an hour at most for just gluing the pieces together, building the drawers up, and then I spent another couple of hours spread out over the course of a day, getting a couple of coats of grey paint onto it just to make it look like it blends in, but you don't have to do that. All in all, this is a great product and I can wholeheartedly recommend it. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, found it informative, and certainly my thoughts on this was that actually it was really easy to put together, and I'd like to thank Warworld Scenics for allowing me to take one of these away to have a play with. The laser cut parts just meshed together, no trimming required, no sanding required. Didn't feel that I had to really force anything. I did use a small pin hammer just to drift some of the parts together, but really that was just a habit rather than anything else. making it wasn't complicated, and if I had to pick one small fault was just that perhaps in the instructions a little note just to draw attention to the fact that the ends of the drawers, there's two different types, one that's got a little etched square for putting a sticker. It's not the end of the world if you get them the wrong way around like I did for 5 of the drawers, but certainly just a little note would have helped draw attention to that. Other than that, I thought that the space utilization is really good. The unit is quite strong and robust and doubles as a carrying case as well if you want to move models about. It's strong enough that you can stack on top of it, and I thought that this might be a great opportunity to actually, you could almost build a wall of these. If you have one sturdy shelf, you just rack and stack these and almost create a pigeonhole effect where you can store each and every one of your locomotives, maybe even rolling stock like coaches as well, in one easy, neat storage solution. So top marks for this, and it's certainly a product that I would get again. We've got a link in the description box down below to take you to Warworld Scenics, where you can find this and all their other products. One thing I would say to you about it is quite heavy and bulky, and you may find it more convenient to pick this up if you see Warworld Scenics at a show. Certainly they do quite a few shows throughout the year, and I picked this one up at Alexandra Palace. Or if you're in the Morriston area, which is just up the valley from Swansea, they do have their full comprehensively stocked shop, and you can buy these there if you're in the area. But the shop doesn't just hold the full range of Warworld Scenics products, it's also a fully stocked model shop too, so there's a lot of other products from other manufacturers that you can browse whilst you're there, so why not pay them a visit if you're in the area. And again, a big thank you to Martin at Warworld Scenics for packing me away from Alexandra Palace with this to have a play with, and like I say, really pleased with the results I got. Please like, share and subscribe and be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. You can also pick up any of our merch from the merch store down below. Hello down there. It's just underneath the video, it likes to hang out down there. And you can get yourself a Billy's Replacement t-shirt or hoodie, and indeed all of the other JK merchandise. And Gronk It Up hoodies are certainly proving very popular too. Not a cult. And you can also pick up the current Monday Club wagon. That's available from a link down below. Order that with confidence from Rails of Sheffield, although stocks are limited. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling, take care, bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model OO gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest Loco.
I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, but a special thanks go out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky 107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, Alan Dickerson, Eddie Papere, Karen Nichol, Medwin Williams, Crossways Point Junction, 3B Rail, Jennifer Horton, Michael Rose, Trains with Nick, and Simon Snow. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.